Bangladesh is one of the few countries in South Asia which remains to be explored. It has a delicate and distinctive attraction of its own to offer. It has a land of enormous beauty, hundreds of serpentine rivers, crystal clear water lakes surrounded by evergreen hills, luxuriant tropical rainforest, beautiful cascades of green tea gardens, world's largest mangrove forest preserved as World Heritage, home of the Royal Bengal tiger and the wildlife. Whoa! Warbling of birds in green trees, wind in the paddy fields, abundance of sunshine, world's longest natural sea beach. Welcome to the Midday Show Live. It's Echo Television, and then we always talk about different countries and where to visit, what to do, and what not to do. As usual, I have Tony in the studio with me. Welcome, Tony.
Welcome, Linda Ikeji, aka Philip.
How you doing?
Cute.
Like you're feeling cute.
Yeah,
like
have to,
okay,
have
I
to.
like the outfit. You look good.
You look good. Well, honestly, to be very sincere, I have to let me be sincere. You look good. You look cascading.
Oh,
you look
really?
you look exquisite. You look God.
Thank you very much.
You look.
Okay, don't cry. I'm sorry.
I like the
didn't
word
mean
right
to.
now. Wow. Like you're just giving me this Indian vibe, like Indiana vibes and all of that.
Okay, so please can we go to India?
I didn't mean you told me that this is what you're coming with. Believe me, I would have come with something more better than this. Something that will outshine you.
You can't
Believe
outshine me. I'm sorry.
Let's see, Shebi, you've started now. Abi.
But you can't outshine me. You know you
Why
always
can't
have
I?
your ways around this, like for you to just make sure you bring me down. But you see today, I'm out for you.
It's not by what you wear. Oh.
Okay, let's see about that. Okay, we're talking about Bangladesh. So, you know, when you intend to visit a country, some people will try to make a research about what the country is like, what to do or what not to do, where to go and where not to go to.
True.
But the first thing I actually came across is about the people, how loving they are, and how they
Caring
can
they
actually, how caring they are, and how they look into your matter. You know, when you talk about minding your business, they mind their business, but when you talk about places to visit, you tell yourself that they value women a lot. They take care of their women a lot. Like they don't joke with their women. They said I think a majority of the population in Bangladesh are the male people or whatever, the what's it called?
Male folks.
The male folks, most of it. And then when you talk about having women, I don't think it's up to the number of the men. And they decided that if you want to take care of someone, it should be the woman first, and then for their children, especially the younger ones, the grandparents mostly take care of them, because maybe the parents are at work and all of that, so the grandparents are allowed to stay with the children at home to take care of them and all of that. Then you realize that when they're coming back home, it's either they have something for the family and all of that, so they value their family a lot. So then I picked interest in this because if you talk about, not because I'm a woman, but because I feel that women should be giving the attention the more, because you know, they always say women are the weaker versions. And then so when you talk about,
so what do you say to that?
I don't know, I feel I'm strong, because I feel when I see a man, there are times that you see a weaker man and then you realize you are strong. Like, let's say for instance, like maybe there was a time something happened and I realized I was the one that was strong. And the men in the house were actually scared, they were, and all of that. So then you see, most times when you say something, I feel is the opposite, because if I feel I can be strong, then it means I am strong. If I feel I can handle something well and then another person cannot, then I feel I am strong.
That was why I had to ask, what's your stand as regards to that? I wanted to
I'm
hear
strong.
your own perception as
I'm
regards
strong.
to it, yeah.
So I don't know, if you tell yourself you're the weaker vessel, then it means you
It should be
are.
like that,
But then
yeah.
good, so then I'm not telling myself I am. So people in Bangladesh will always tell you, okay, this is what you should do and what you should not do. And then when you talk about visiting a particular place, when you talk about night movements, they'll always advise, maybe as
very
a tourist,
careful.
when you get there, don't leave at night, or if you're landing there, don't land at night. There are different places, locations, or maybe cities that you are not allowed to go there at night. So then it's safer for you to understand, okay, if you're going to this country, it's a new place for you to go for the first time, or you're going there for the first time, why not just ask questions? Why not just make your research so that when you get there, you don't end up falling a victim of something. Even if it's a safe country, but still, it is something for you to know that there are places you should not be found. If you want to be safe, then take care of yourself. At least it's very good for you to understand that if I find myself in this particular place, then I should take care of myself. Bangladesh is actually an upcoming country. It's still developing.
True.
So then when you talk about, it started like in the 1971 or thereabout, and then a lot of things that they do, they're still growing up, they're still developing, they're still building up on certain things, their economy and all of that. So then you won't just say it's actually a rich country, but at least they're not where they used to be before. They have grown, they're surviving.
That's the
so
word, survival.
they're surviving. So you see, when you talk about Bangladesh, I think it's actually a place for one to go because it's beautiful as well. Then they have a lot of tourist attractions where you can visit, where you can just go have fun, you can just go talk about a lot of things, you can see a lot of things for yourself and experience some certain things. So then I think for me, if they ask me where I want to go to, no matter what I want to do, I feel I should just travel to a country where I can do something for myself, maybe business, or I can just do something that's going to make me happy.
True. You know, talking about Bangladesh, when I first heard of this country, I was like, okay, what's going to be special about this country? To me, it's just like a normal country. But then when I had when I did my research, I come to realizing so many things. And, you know, talking about things that I realized that they have rich culture, they have rich heritage, like their historical background is awesome. And for the fact that even by their facial looks, they look like Indians. Like, it's one thing that
just
really,
like me right now.
I didn't say you. I didn't say you. Though you look like one, though. But then I didn't say Linda is an Indian. But then these Bangladesh people, or the Bangladesh, they look like an Indian to the extent that if you are not being told, you will find it very difficult to even differentiate between them and Indians. And for the fact that they also they also have a large population of people, and it's a country that is like occupied with a lot of people, you can as well mistake them to Indians. In fact, I think after India, they are their capital city, which is Dhaka, happens to be the largest city in the whole of the world. That is after India, to tell you that they really have population. And when you see a country with so much population, you should know that the economy is going to suffer. There are so many infrastructure that is going to be like there are so many infrastructures that are really not going to be at the peak of it all, but then they are surviving, just like the way we said earlier. But then it's a place that you will go, and even if you are a victim of maybe say you're poor, or you have a poor background and all of that, you can go there and have fun, because it's more of like that's the kind of route they have. They have a very poor route, and they don't try as much as possible to be evident in their way of doing things or in their daily activities and all. They try as much as possible to hustle. They try as much as possible to fend for their hands meet. They try as much as possible to cater for their women. They try as much as possible to be held responsible for everything that has to do with household. You see them going, helter skelter to fend for their families. Those that would, I think when I saw the country, and then I saw the hustling that is there, I was like, wow, these people are really not suffering. They are surviving, and they are hardworking. You know, there was one thing I saw in one of the research I made, and I saw a young man pedaling this. I think they have bicycle, but theirs is of three what's it called? Should I call it wheels or so? 3 tires or so, one on the front, then 2 at the back, and then
is that a tricycle or something?
I wanted saying tricycle, but then we can, because it has 3 wheels now, so I think we can call it tricycle. So the young man was pedaling like 2 other people at the back. I was just trying to imagine the pains that such person would be going through, trying to pedal and carry like 2 people at the back and all of that. So like, it's just an evidence of saying, okay, these people are very hardworking. They are trying by all means to survive. Like, there are a lot of trades, there are a lot of business, there are a lot of things that they do over there to fend for themselves, so that they will not be seen as beggars. It's a country that you go and you hardly see people begging around, but rather they try as much as possible to be involved into one handwork or the other. So it's a country that even if you are there for the fun of it, you are likely to be convinced to start up a business or be employed in one of their businesses just to make ends meet
Ends
because
meet.
they don't condone laziness. They are also this kind of people that happens to be very friendly. And when I mean friendly,
Friendly.
they are friendly in entirety. Friendly in the sense that even if they see a visitor or probably a foreigner, they can even invite you to come to a restaurant where they will buy you food. They take you this like they are doing this even without you asking them to. They will just see you looking all special, looking all different from them. They will just walk up to you, hey bro, are you new in Bangladesh? Are you new in Dhaka? Okay, they'll say you say yes, and they'll okay, let's go and let's go to so place where you try our food and all of that. And they derive pleasure also in you learning how to speak their language. The language, I think their lingua franca there is Bengali. The
Bengali.
Bengali, that's the their lingua franca. That's the language that is widely spoken there. So they try as much as possible that you like sorry, they derive pleasure there if
If
you
you want
can,
to
if
learn,
really you want to
so
learn
you'll
that
be able to
language.
speak it.
But then it's a place that you cannot as well exclude English or the speaking of English from, because the language, sorry, the family language that the Bengali came out from is as the same as that of English. That is the Indo-European family. So the English and the Bengali belongs to that same family. So you cannot go to that kind of country and then you see a complete omission or the complete negligence of speakers of English there. There are speakers of English everywhere, and that's why you find it very easy to communicate with them, because they have schools, they as well value education, they value anything that has to do with modernity, they value everything that has to do with civilization. They are just so welcoming, they are so friendly, they are so caring. Like I was just imagining, say for instance, someone that you've never have met before, someone that is a visitor, you don't really know the person's background, you don't know what the interior motive of that person, and then you just walk up to that person and say, hey young man, how far, let's go and eat and all of that. Like it's just
that,
like
yeah. A lot of
it's
people won't even want to
it's
do that.
weird, it's strange, but then this is something that they do live, like they do it happily, they do it in order to show that okay, we are welcoming people, we are loving people. And even in as much as we know that we are poor, we can as well try our best possible to make you happy while you stay here. So I think I just think it's a very good thing. It's a very good thing in order to create a good impression of you to a foreigner, a good impression of you to a visitor, so that at least that impression, that first impression that is given, will be there in your heart. And then even if you probably you go out of that country back to your own country, you can tell of good about them. So it's something for me.
When you talk about the population of the people in Bangladesh, I think based on the research, it's more like they're the 8th most populated country
in the
world. Wow, like the thing is to think about their population to start with, and then what they do is actually alarming, because when you realize that you have so many people like that in a particular place, then you understand it's going to be difficult for you to rule these people or to control these people. But then they are actually doing their best into developing their country, into doing what is right. And then they have different languages. Then the way you differentiate them is by dressing, their attires that they wear, and then their languages and all of that. And then to think that they are always together, to think that you always want to see one grow, is actually something that is interesting for me, because it's not everybody that wants to see you grow. It's not everybody that wants to see you be more than that person. Because if you realize you're trying to grow today, someone is trying to bring you down, then but there's something they love about themselves. When it's more about business, when it's more about developing yourself, they all work together into developing the country, into making it a better place for other people. Ever since it was established, they went through a lot. Of course, if you're trying to develop a new thing, of course it's going to be difficult to start from the scratch. Struggles and all of that, but then it took them time to actually understand this thing. They actually love each other. They want to see you grow. They want to see that this thing is going to be successful, or this thing is going to build us well, or it's going to make us even better people. Then when you talk about visitors going to Bangladesh, and they want to do business or what have you, if you find yourself there and then you meet
one of their people, even if you can't speak their dialect, but then at least you just
They
go
can
there.
pick few
They can,
few
of
words in
course, few
English.
words, like some simple things, maybe to welcome someone, to say hi to someone, and all of that. And then they said mostly you don't just see two people working together holding hands. Of course, it's more like, to them it's like it's a taboo, or maybe you're trying to show affection to maybe your wife, your girlfriend, or something. Then they always prefer if you're going to just be smart and then just walk the way
A
you're
lot of things
supposed to.
being done
And
discreetly.
yes. And then when you talk about showing attention to other people and welcoming other people, is actually key to them. Like when you realize you want to do something with them and you're able to tell them this is what you want to do, they don't just go back on it. They want to just give you the best. So why not, if you want to travel to a country, why not just tell yourself, I need to go to a better place, I need to go to a place where I'm going to be more developed. Even if you think Bangladesh is not really developed, but they have a lot of things that you can actually help in doing, and you can actually tell yourself it's not your country. You're coming from a different place. So of course, if you're going to learn something from them, then you should be able to give out to them. And then talking about going to places that you are not supposed to go to, I think it is better for one to actually know that if I'm going to this particular place, I should be careful. At night, if you are the night crawler type of person, then you should know that if you're traveling to this particular country, then just cancel your outings, especially at night, so you don't just fall into hands that are not supposed to be. Then I always tell myself that if you are going to travel to a country, why not just make your research so you understand what's happening in this country by this time and all of that. If you introduce a business to them, they actually welcome it, but then they want to look into the business to know what profit is going to be about and how you're going to come about everything. You don't just put interest into doing something and then you end up not doing it well. It's more like they are developing. You can't go to a country that they're still trying to develop and you want to bring them down. So of course they really need to make their research to know, okay, this is what is going to be good for us and all of that. It's interesting to know that if you want to visit this particular country, then do yourself good by making your research and being the better person. If not, they'll end up sending you back or they put you in prison. So you really want to have that
Not
for
at
yourself?
all.
No. So then you really want to know what is good for you and what is not, and then for other people as well. Try to understand what is happening in this particular country before you find yourself there. It's actually a safe country again to visit. When you talk about there are countries you can't visit right now at the moment.
True.
You cannot even find yourself close to it because maybe you
of
might
the
end up
uprise
dying
that is
because
going
of
there.
wars and all of that. But when you talk about visiting Bangladesh, like there are places, in fact, you can visit there right now, and I think you are safe because
True.
if you talk about being safe, then you should visit a country that you know you are safe completely. So Bangladesh is one of the places that one should actually consider. I'm not saying now maybe for any marriage or maybe for at least a place where you can just travel to just see the beauty of it and to see different things. It's a beautiful country. It's a place that you don't want to let go. It's
True.
a place that you don't want to just say, oh no, it's not beautiful or it's something I don't want to do. They have a lot of tourist attractions and a lot of activities that they do there. So if you think of saying, oh, I want to visit this particular country and I don't know what to do or what not to do, Bangladesh is a place for you to visit. And the country is home to various minorities, so it is including all the things that they do. Most of the population of Bangladesh actually do the right things that they are supposed to do. They don't just go into doing things that is not right for them and all of that. So it's interesting to know that Bangladesh is actually a place for one to visit and all of that, their tribes and all of that.
You know, talking about Bangladesh, there's something that I wanted saying earlier. You know, they also talk a lot. Like they talk a lot. Like that was one of the evident factor you see in a Bangladeshi person rather. Because they derive joy in talking. Like you can go to a particular shop in Bangladesh, or let's say one of the cities there, and then by the time you engage a person in a talk, before you know it, you will be surrounded by a crowd. A crowd in the sense that everybody will be contributing to everything that you are, probably anything that you are seeing. You say if you go to a Bangladesh city, or let's say for instance, let's say Dhaka, you happen to visit a shop there, and then you are seeking for, let's say for instance, you're seeking for like 10 opinions from 5 persons, or let's say you intend to summon like 5 persons in a particular place in order to seek for opinion. They say you are likely to get about 20 something opinions because
seriously, everybody wants to talk.
They talk a lot. They say if you are not ready to talk, don't just answer the first question that is asked that is being asked to us, because the moment you open your mouth and answer any question, you are in for it. They like talking. When someone is this kind of person that likes talking, that is, you should be well aware that you are going to have fun. You are going to have fun keeping such person as a company. Like it goes a long way having someone being friendly, trying to open up to you, trying to be conversing with you, be expressive to you. Like it goes a long way rather than where you go to a place and then everybody's just minding their business. Even if you want to ask questions, you take them almost like it's almost like impossible for them to answer the questions you are asking them. So this is a place that you don't have necessarily try to bring up a conversation. They can just walk up to you and start gisting you, start communicating with you, or gist you, or trying to make friends with you. That's how they are. That's how they are naturally. They are designed that way. They are built that way. So don't just go to this kind of place or to this particular country and expect to be all moody.
And they love attention.
Whether you are moody or not, they will change that your mood for good because they would also want you to be expressive.
Yeah, true. They love attention again. And then let's say if, for instance, you're a visitor and then you just realize you're meeting someone for the first time in Bangladesh, and then they'll just look at you and be like, they just want you around. Like they love you to compliment them. They love you to say all the things you want to say. Oh, you're looking very beautiful. I love your outfit. And okay, can we have lunch together or dinner? They said the people in Bangladesh are actually the most important people in the country, because when you talk about the people, how they live together, they said you can't go to Bangladesh and maybe 2 or 3 of the locals will not invite you for dinner in their homes. Like it's not possible. Like it's
that
going
welcoming.
to be that welcoming. So then when you talk about visiting this particular country, then it's interesting to know that you won't be left out. It's interesting to know that they will not just let you out of it. And when you talk about their food, I think the most important meal they have there is rice.
True.
Like that is more
like every corner you see, every corner you go rather, you will see rice. You see even male, like a grown-up man with children of 20-something, 30-something at home cooking rice, or let's say serving rice to people. Like this is something they do for fun. When you're talking about their food, I was just beginning to think that, okay, what if I travel to this country with probably low budget, and then I don't really have much to spend on food? I think my eating food for free is guaranteed.
It's guaranteed,
because you don't have to necessarily hold the money to buy food. They can just walk up to you and say, come and test.
And
like
eat,
the moment they sight the difference in you with their kind of persons, believe me, you are in for it. You will eat to stupor. And I think, right, Linda, that I may want to consider this country, if not for anything.
Okay, you want to consider it.
If not for anything, because of this food thing.
Yeah, true. When you visit Bangladesh, like
it's not just you getting the food though. Meat, everything is there. Like everything is going to be added, like milk. I say milk, eggs.
Fish is. I think
porridge
fish is the most important protein there. So I used to love chicken very well, but
you
when
used
I find
to?
myself, yes,
You
no,
used to?
okay, I love chicken.
No, just say you used to love chicken.
No, you don't need to join
I want to hold you by your words.
No, I love chicken, but when I find myself in Bangladesh, I know fish is going to be the next option, because they said it's the most important protein there. So then when you're going to eat any kind of meal, of course, fish is going to
They value fish a lot, and it's very common there.
So then they have a lot of tourist attractions and places one can visit. I think the first place we have the dynamic Dhaka. I think Dhaka is actually the capital.
Yeah.
So then the dynamic Dhaka is a place for you to visit. It's a fusion of history and modernity in Bangladesh. Then when you find yourself in this particular place, then you know you're supposed to explore a lot of things. It is the capital city, and it offers a captivating blend of heritage and cooperative allure. And then explore the history charm of old Dhaka. It's actually home to the architectural marvels like Laba Fort, Hassan Manzil, and the 400-year-old Armenian church. And then whatever it is you want to do is re-owned for its silver jewelry, or visit the Dhaka University area to witness a fusion of colonial era structures and vibrant students' life. Don't miss the National Museum, housing an impressive collection of ancient artifacts, or the awe-inspiring National Parliament House. So it has a lot of places for you to visit in this particular place. It's either the museum, or it's either a place for maybe the school, the environment and all of that. You still have places to visit and things to do. So then when you find yourself in this particular country, then why not explore? Why not be happy? Why not just do the things that is going to make you happy? Why not just do the things that is going to make you excited?
You're talking about that exploring. Like if you happen to go to Dhaka and you intend to spend, let's say for instance, you intend to spend like a month there, try as much as possible to dedicate like 2 weeks
Just to
just to
explore.
explore Dhaka alone, because
True.
Dhaka is a very
It's a big
big
city.
place. Like it's the biggest city, like biggest and crowded city in the whole of the world. So you see people, like the way you see crowd, right? You just the way you see ants and you see house flies, like when house flies see sugar or something that is
Yeah, the
smelling
way
all
they'll
of that,
just
the
come and
way and
perch on
over
it.
around,
Yeah.
yes, that's how the city is. You see a lot of people, but then you have to be careful because they are pickpocket. You know, when you have crowds like that, you should of course be aware that stuff like that is likely
Yeah.
to happen. But then the fun is there: museums, national parks, you know, like restaurants, cafes. Like there are so many activities that you are likely to engage yourself into, just in case you intend visiting there. And that's why I said, in case one visits there or intends to visit there for like a month, you can as well dedicate 2 weeks to explore
into
Dhaka alone.
exploring,
Dhaka
visiting
is more of
places
like
and
a
having
country
fun.
itself. Like
Yeah.
it's that big, it's that huge. So I think it's a place that I'm still thinking and I'm still praying that if I intend going to Dhaka, I should have a low budget
Low
actually,
budget.
so that I can be able to have free food. I'll eat free food and enjoy myself to the fullest. I'll place a call through to Dinda and I'll be like, okay, this is what I'm eating.
Thank you. Before
Do
you
want,
drag me down,
do you
please.
want do you want to eat? Do you want me to give me bring back takeaways for you? And you're like, okay, yeah. I know you're a lover of food, but then Tony, just do me the favor by bringing this to me, and I will willingly, excitingly, with all pleasure, and bring them back to you.
Don't worry. When I travel, I
As
know
a
what to
good
do
pe-
with you. Don't worry. Like right now is your time. Just say anything you want
It is
to
not
say.
my
But before
time.
then, I think we need to take a time out.
Oh,
You've been saying a lot. Just calm down. I know you just want to say plenty.
it's the food though. It's not. It's nothing else.
Okay, we're going to take a time out now to just give you a little refreshment. And when we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's still the Midday Show live on Elko Television International, and we're still talking about Bangladesh. I hope you're having fun. If you're just joining us, please sit back, relax, and don't go anywhere. I still have Tony in the studio.
As usual. Can you do without Tony? Oh no, Capitan, no.
Like I don't know what to say.
You
but
don't know. You won't know what to say in Jesus' name.
Anyways, welcome back. It's good to have you always.
Thank you.
Of course, it's
Thank
good to
you.
have you always. So we've been talking about the things to do, things not to do, places to visit, and all of that. I think another place again to visit, we have the enchanting Sealet, and then the nature's wonderland in Bangladesh.
You know, prepare to be mesmerized by
Like
this
when-
particular place.
Of
As in,
course, when you talk about nature,
talking about the captivating beauty there, talking about the sight capturing places there, talking about the breathtaking. Oh my goodness,
prepare to be
Bangladesh!
mesmerized by
I'm
the
coming. Oh my
captivating
goodness.
beauty of this place. Is known as the verdant tea gardens. Then actually rolling hills and enchanting waterfalls, explore the scenic wonders and all of that of the national park where rare wildlife species and vibrant bird life thrive. Venture to the places where you want to go to a unique freshwater swamp that, oh Lord, this is very
This is heaven on earth.
like this is
This is
like
heaven on earth.
pure heaven on earth.
But
Like
wait, so
seriously,
if we have somewhere like this here on earth, how can heaven be like, for crying
just
out loud?
imagine, like just
I
sit
must
down
make
and
heaven
wonder.
God. Heaven is the goal. I must make
Somebody
this
wants to
heaven.
make heaven. You better make heaven and do the right thing. So this is actually a place for one to visit because the beauty of it alone and the activities that
done
normally
there.
yes, activities that people do there is something for one to actually tell himself there's no dull moment in this place.
Believe
So
you
you
me.
can't dull yourself.
Believe you
If
me.
you find yourself in a particular country, ask for places that they have all the fun parts where they do all the things. Like, I'm not saying you should just go there to do something that maybe is going to be out of the context. But at least just try to have fun. There are a lot of things you can do for fun in different countries. So then why not ask questions? When you visit Bangladesh, then know that some places that you're supposed to visit, and some you can just let go. But then you don't, when you tell yourself that you need to explore a particular place, then do it to the fullest. As I always say, and I always tell people, if you want to travel, like, I would love to go to Bangladesh. Why? Because the peace that is there, the love, the attention, and then the food, everything. So then if I should have, even if it's just a friend, why won't we just visit this place and just have fun? Even if it's just for 2 weeks or 1 week or maybe 3 weeks or maybe a month or thereabouts.
Which one is 2 weeks? Why would I just go? I will not go. If it is 1 week, 2 weeks, what's the essence of going?
Excuse
I'll
you.
go like a month or more than.
A month or more
not
than.
less.
Okay, yeah, it's actually welcoming, because okay, what if you have a lot of
it's a large country.
Of
it's
course,
a very
it
big
is a
country.
big city, a place where when you find yourself, you do a lot of things.
Unless your main purpose is just for business, and then that's all. And then
even if you're going for business, why not just tell yourself you're going to at least to just sit, even if it's for 2 days, just to relax. Like, all work and no play
makes Tony a dull boy.
Makes me like a dull girl. So when you talk about having fun, I feel one of the primary aim of maybe leaving your country at least is to explore another country. And is to enjoy yourself after the business, after the work, after everything. Just give yourself a treat. It won't hurt.
It won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. But then we have one other place to visit, which they refer to as the Coast Bazaar. This is the best Bangladesh tourist attraction for beaches. And then is a coastal town boasting the world's longest uninterrupted sanding beach, stretching over 120 kilometers along the Bay of Bengal. Coast Bazaar offers awe-inspiring views of the boundless ocean and gardens and golden sands that extends as far as the eye can see. Take leisurely strolls, indulge in refreshing dips in the crystal clear waters, or simply soak up the sun's warmth. For visitors, explore places like National Park, visit nearby island like places I can't actually pronounce. Then immerse yourself in the local lifestyle and culture. Like, this is a place that you go and like have a breath of life.
Wow.
After indulging in one activity or the other, having a stressed day, or better, let's say maybe a week, your week was so stressed, you have to go through a lot of shit, you have to go through a lot of struggle, you have to go through a lot of heartbreaks from your boyfriend or your girlfriend.
Really?
Yes, now you can go to this place and just breathe all of these things out into the ocean, come back alive again, and then also continues.
Please,
the hunt for boyfriend and girlfriend continues.
The thing is, okay, if you find yourself in such a place that you're supposed to have fun and then you're heartbroken, how do you go about it?
You continue the fun now. Forget about the heartbreak.
There's no boyfriend, there's nobody, and then you're alone. Like, how do you want to have
sometimes
fun?
your best of moments are spent alone.
True,
Believe
I agree
you.
with you, because sometimes you just feel you want to be left
Yes,
alone.
that's
You
when
just
you
want
think
to be,
straight.
like, I always call it me time. Because let's say, for instance, you just don't want to talk on phone, you don't want to even be with your phone, you don't want to talk to anybody.
Think about your
you
life.
You just want to be alone. You just want to.
Sometimes that breakup
like,
we are even going about breakup. Like, talking
well,
we're talking
I
about
don't know
breakup
why that's
already.
what is in your mind, but truth be told, there are things that if you want to do, if you just think of yourself first. Like I always say, don't always feel like it's not being selfish, but then you're just giving yourself a treat. You're just making yourself happy. You're just understanding some certain things.
Having that fun.
So if you find yourself in your country, why not just explore? Why not just have fun? For a place like Bangladesh, for a country like Bangladesh, if you find yourself there are a lot of people to even go with you. So if you go alone, there's no dull moment. Don't even think when you go alone
You
you're
of
going
course
to be
meet
sad
new
and all
people
of
now.
that.
You make
of
new
course.
friends.
And the fact that they are friendly people, the fact that they can actually welcome you into their home, maybe for dinner or for lunch or something, then it's something for you to know. Okay, when you find yourself in this place, you don't have a problem for food or anything. You don't have a problem of talking to someone. As we said, they are actually they love attention and they love to talk. So then if you find yourself there, don't think you're going to be dulling for any moment.
You come back another person.
A lot of a lot of places to go and activities to do, but then you can't have all these activities, or you can't do all these activities without food. So we have so, of course it's not going to work. Then they have the Bangladesh is actually a riverine country where a majority of the population eats fish. regularly, as I said. So then if I find myself there, then I need to start eating fish. Like I will eat fish
Are you
for
referring
like
to Shoshi Lishi? Because I know you can't pronounce it.
wow.
Shoshi Lishi. That's the food we are talking
I-
about.
You got me there anyways, but then it's actually the fish that like when you find yourself, that is the main thing they eat, as I said earlier. So then if you're going to have fish, like you can have fish like morning, afternoon, evening, like that, like that, and this is something that you're going to enjoy eating. Then so whatever meal
Don't
you
eat
want
much
to
of
have.
it, though. Don't eat much of it.
Why
Though.
is there any danger
Your mess can be
behind it?
disgusting.
The fish is a vital part of the Bangladeshi culture.
True.
And then the needless to say, it is a must-try food for those traveling to Bangladesh. As I said, the way they prepare it and then the process of it and the taste, they said it is something that you should not let go. So if you find yourself in Bangladesh, make sure you eat, make sure you enjoy it, make sure you don't just let it go. Just eat to the fullest and just have your fun. Of course, if you are visiting all these places, you need to have food in your stomach, so you're able to do the right thing and you're able to go to the right places.
True.
And then not be deceived. It said it's cooked in different ways, in many ways. Yet among those, the shoshi lishi is the most popular way to sample this delicious fish in Bengali. So then if you are going to eat it, then you should understand that this is the process. Then they actually tell you this is how it's being done, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, and all of that. So then if you see fish, please eat fish.
Linda is one advising you, not stone you.
Yeah,
Please,
I
if you
understand.
see fish, eat little.
Please, I'll eat fish to the fullest
Okay. Oh.
until I cannot eat it again.
All right. That's that. We have the kachi biryani. So this particular biryani is a vital part of South Asian cuisine. If you are acquainted with this dish, you may have already heard about a few variants of this particular dish in Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. But then this is natural. This one is like exceptionally different. This is a food that you eat and you taste, like you tend to taste different. You taste it differently because of how differently it is prepared.
Yeah.
Just going by what I just read, like it's more of like a dish that has various way of people preparing it, where you see an Indian person preparing it differently, a Pakistan doing it differently, and all. So it's a food that means a thing or it's a dish that one should test differently or probably have their own test to see if it differs from others. You know, you don't just go to, okay, let's say for instance, what food is common? Okay, rice. There are different ways to which people
prepare
rice. We have the white rice, we have the jollof rice, we have fried rice. Like all of these things is rice. But then all of this food as well, or dishes, they taste differently, and which is the reason why when you find your place in a new environment, you try as much as possible to test some of this food differently, so that you have the different taste. And you come back and tell stories just like I do say, because I love stories. I love listening.
You
to
love
stories.
to talk just like
You
the
know,
Bengali people.
That's why I said that's why I said earlier that I think I may want to. No, I don't think it's a matter of. I'm sure now. I will have to travel there. I will travel and then I will get back to you.
You will get back to me.
Yeah, I'll get back
when
to
I
you.
travel first, I'll get back to you. Thank
Alright.
you. We have the beef kala. He said it's the beef curry. And he said among all the types of beef curries that dominate Bengali cuisine, the kala buna is perhaps the most popular. Said it was and it became popular all over the country. And then so what makes kala buna so special and what makes it different from the regular beef curry? He said it's named from the appearance, the kala, which means black. And then the meat, which can be beef or mutton, is cooked with a long list of traditional spices and yogurt. So I won't drink yogurt, I'll be there trying to boil meat to it. It's cooked with a long list of traditional spices and yogurt. It's cooked for much longer than in other curries, which gives the meat a blackish hue. And then it also tastes different than regular beef curry. And then this traditional curry can be eaten with plain rice and then roti or paratha. No matter what you pair it with, it always tastes absolutely heavenly.
Oh my goodness.
Like
This is the kind of dish you will eat and you will feel
no
as if you're
matter
already in
how
heaven.
no matter how it's being prepared, no matter how the process, he said whatever it is you want to eat with it, it is a heavenly.
This is the kind of food I'll eat. I'll call Linda. How far I'm already in heaven.
Why is
I
it
don't
always
know-
me you're
I don't
going
know.
to
I don't know
call?
about you, and she'll be doubting me because she have not had the taste. So of course she wouldn't want to believe me that I'm in heaven. But then, thank God, this is asserting to the fact that this can be very true. You can eat this particular dish,
Dear Lord, you
and
can see
then
the intimidation.
it is
Dear
not
Lord.
intimidation.
Wow.
When you
You've not
see your
traveled
when you
yet.
see your helper,
Who is my helper? You.
look at me now. Look at me. When you see your helper, you bend low. You humble yourself to be
Dear
helped.
Lord, you can see your
You
daughter
get,
is at
so
your
that when
feet,
I
at
intend to
your
travel
mercy.
to places like this, I can consider you traveling with it. That's simple. All you need to do is just humble yourself.
Don't worry. I'm not going to say anything. I like the fact that you're saying all these things, and guess what? I'm going to surprise you.
All
By the
right.
time I travel to Bangladesh, don't worry. I'll just call you and tell you, okay, Tony.
It's
So
not by mouth,
oh,
oh.
don't worry.
Okay.
We're in this together, right?
All
Don't
right.
worry, we'll get there. And when we get there, I'll tell you everything that you said to me, and I'll remind you of the midday show.
That's when I will be telling you, okay, is that place I've been to, but is it not that place you're referring to?
Okay.
Then we have Buna Kichuri with the Dimbaji. You see, this is common rainy day staple, and which is wholesome rice dish and popular comfort food in Bengali cuisine. This is also known as kachidi in India, and it is made with rice, lutins, and then in yellow color.
Yellow color is
The
yellow
rice
rice.
and the lentils are washed thoroughly and cooked with a few spices like the turmeric and then I think the ghee. It is highly versatile dish and can be eaten with eggplant, and it's prepared by onions and green chili, fried eggplant, pickles, and a lot of girlish stuff that girls use in preparing their stuff.
You see, you got a lot of girly stuff. So no wonder you can't cook, because you don't even know the things.
The reason why I said girly stuff is I'm seeing some names and I'm like what's
Like,
this?
what is this? Okay, if you find yourself in Bangladesh, then you will know the process. You will know all the ingredients and the spices they use in preparing the
The
meal.
girlish
It's
spices.
actually it's the yellow rice and all of that. So then the taste again is different because of the process. Of course, if you're going to make any meal, there's actually a process for it.
True.
You don't just wake up and then just carry rice and then that's it. Of course, it has to go through a process. So then they say they wash it thoroughly. And then they add all the spices and the ingredients they want to add in order to give it that unique taste. So then, however it is, whatever it is, if you're going to eat any meal in Bangladesh, make sure you eat the fullest, but then be careful with what happens to your stomach.
True.
We have the fuka. He said you're willing to bet that if you asked 100 Bengalis to name their favorite street food, the majority will say fuka. Okay, and then the fish dating back generations. Fuka, also known as the pani puri in India, and are small round shells with a sticky feeling. You can eat a singular fuka in one bite. Wow. I said the outer shell is made with a mixture of the semolina and flour. The filling contains boiled and mashed chicken peels, potatoes, and then a mix of spices and coriander. Then whatever it is you do, you can eat it just the way you want to. You can also find a somewhat gourmet version made with spicy mutton or beef liver. So it's just a delicious thing for you to test, a meal for you to test. In other ways, he said the cooked liver is stuffed in the thin flour sheet to make the singara. Once prepared, the sealed pouch of the flour is deep fried and eaten with a selection of sauces or the chutneys, commonly enjoyed with hot tea. Singara is undoubtedly one of the most delicious afternoon snacks Bengali cuisine has to offer.
You know, this food, I think all of the things you have been saying are more like foreign.
And you said you want to find yourself in Bangladesh. You see,
No,
you're showing yourself already.
I'm only trying to tell our
You don't
viewers
fall
that
hand,
they are
you
foreign,
don't-
they are foreign food. So it's
Like
not
you're even
just.
complaining already. You've not eaten.
No,
you've
I'm not.
been
No,
there, you're
I am
complaining.
not complaining.
Anyways, I like the fact that you just showed yourself now.
I'm not
So
showing
I'm
myself.
asking-
This is more of you, like me trying to buttress your points
Oh, really?
now that they have
You have
international
shown
dishes
yourself already,
there,
so I'm sorry,
food
sir.
that you probably may not.
Something you cannot eat.
Who tell you I can? This thing is something I can prepare myself.
Can
what are you
you?
saying?
Find yourself there and let's see what's going to happen.
Okay. Here we have the Kulija Shingara. This is actually a common finger food in Bangladesh. This common snack looks like a deep fried pouch, and it is made of flour with spicy tomato filling. You can also find some of this like gourmet version made with spicy mutton or beef liver with a richer, juicer flavor. This particular food is sliced into small pieces, stirred fried with various spices, and in some versions of the shingara, the liver is mixed with semi-mashed spicy potatoes. In others, only the cooked liver is stuffed in the thin flour sheet to make the shingara. Shingara, shingara, shingara.
Shingara, everything about Shingara.
It's shingara.
Is
So just go and eat shingara because
say
it
like
is
Shingara,
shingara.
Shingara. Why you like this? Like,
It's shingara now. I'm
it's
talking about
actually the
shingara.
meal. What?
It's not shingara.
Says Shingara. Anyways, that's actually another meal that you can actually have more like a snack or something. Like you can have it maybe in the afternoon, and truly you can have it with
Just
maybe
normal,
any
small
drink,
chops
tea,
now.
or maybe soft drink or something, maybe wine or all of that. Then it's interesting to know that there are meals you can actually have any kind of meal you want to have and enjoy it
You know,
to
when
the
you're talking
fullest.
about this shingara thing, I'm beginning to picture you already stealing some of these things in your
How am I
bag.
stealing
And
it
then
or
at the
I'm
airport,
taking it?
now you will be
Oh
caught as
Lord, have
contraband
mercy.
because
Okay, like I'm not supposed to take it. Wow, did you just say that to me?
it's true.
Anyways, it's
true.
actually interesting to know that if you find yourself in Bangladesh and then you have a lot of activities to do,
True.
you have different meals to taste, you
Hmm.
have
Different places
places
to
to go
go.
to, and people to meet. Of course, one of the things that is actually interesting for me to know is that when I visit Bangladesh, first things first is to meet the people, because it's a different thing for you to meet someone that will pick interest in
In
you
you.
and want to welcome you to his home for
True.
either lunch or dinner or even breakfast.
Mm.
Like they don't even sideline people or make you feel like no, you don't belong to us, so you're not supposed to be here. They try to teach you a lot of things about them. So one of the things that I enjoy doing or saying is that if you find yourself in a different country, make sure you know what you're doing to start with. Make sure you know where you're going to. Make sure you know the kind of food you're going to eat. Like I said, why I was emphasizing on the fish thing is that there are different kind of maybe proteins that maybe you end up getting, and then maybe you might not enjoy it, or maybe it might not be good for you. But I feel
End
the
up
process
purging.
in which they make the fish is different, and I said once you taste it, it's heavenly. So if you find yourself in Bangladesh, why not just try to eat the fish, then eat the rice, then eat the shingara, and then all of
The
that,
likes
and
of
the
it.
fuka, and the likes of it. They have different kind of meals that you can taste, you can eat, you can give yourself a treat. The places to visit as well. Of course, we didn't tell them or tell our viewers like the whole places to visit.
Not
But
at
then,
all.
in case someone wants to travel, you know where to go to. You just make your research and
You're good to
know this is where
go.
you're going
You're
to
good
go
to
to, and this is
go.
what you should do.
You can even come here. I
But
can be your travel guide. Yeah, yeah,
please,
yeah.
but not for me, for other people. But because you can't be my travel guide, thank you very much.
Do you know why? Do you know why I'm not?
Anyways.
Do you know why I don't want to drag this with you?
Right.
I want to end this show not in a savage way.
Of course,
That's
you
why. If not, oh
cannot.
my
It's me.
goodness,
It's me.
what
Like
I
you
have in
always.
my mind to tell you. Oh my goodness.
Okay, just leave it after the show. You can tell me.
No problem. No problem.
Anyways, it's always fun to do this with you. Thank you for
As
always being
usual,
there.
being me.
Okay, thank you very much. At least it was actually good having that. So we've come to the end. We draw the curtains here. It was actually interesting talking about this beautiful country and a safe place for you to visit. Please, next time, stay with us and enjoy another different country that we have for you. Bye now. Take care of yourself. See you.